Front Range League Collegiate Baseball back in full action today after a light day yesterday. Rain influence, just one game. None in Colorado yesterday in FRL play. One played in Gering, Nebraska last night with the Pioneers winning big over the Greeley Grays. They're playing now, and the same is happening as the Pioneers have a large lead on the Greeley Grays. And we start a full slate of baseball right here at Diamond Club's home park in Arvada. It's at Ralston Valley High. The NoCo Prospectors of the Fort Collins area under head coach Chris Nobbenschuh in for two games today. Diamond Club led by Brad Mulvaney hosting here in Arvada. Thad Anderson with you on the Front Range Baseball Network. Pitch one coming from Colin Nybauer. Nybauer bends that to the edge of the plate. That's going to get down the line. Riley Suarez leads off with a base hit. Runner aboard as the NoCo Prospectors waste no time. One pitch, one total base, one man on. Alex Clapp, number two batter, coming to the plate. The shortstop, Clapp. Riley Suarez, center fielder, the leadoff man who just delivered that ball down the line in right. Clapp, shortstop, left side batter. On deck is Dalton Berg. Catcher Gladish bats cleanup for NoCo Prospectors. That pitch misses, bearing away. Colin Nybauer featuring a fastball, curveball, splitter, and slider mixed in a little bit for Colin. Changing up the camera looks for you today as we embark on this journey on the Front Range Baseball Network, supporting the Front Range League. Every game streamed from the home team's presentation. Today, with a change of situation, this was scheduled as an 11 a.m., 1:30 p.m. doubleheader and was supposed to be a single game, but was moved to a double stack after a rainout yesterday, 11 and 1:30. Strike pitch, two strikes up against Clapp now. So they made the adjustment yesterday, turned it to a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games, scheduled for 11 and 1:30. Bender worked around the inside of the zone. Full count with Suarez on first. Lefty Nybauer looking right at him. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Got to set it over to first. Froze him for a minute. Suarez took an extra look and then went back. So this doubleheader was shoved back 2 hours. The field was not in great shape. It's in fantastic shape now. You can see some of that on our camera shot, but I can see it really well from up here in the press box. Brad Mulvaney was out here early. That pitch missed the outer edge and not by much. Walk pitch. Moves Suarez along to second. And Clapp takes first. Dalton Berg, the right fielder. So they moved to a 1 o'clock Mountain first game. That's this one, streaming on the Front Range Baseball Network. And due to an overload of games today, outer edge strike, I'll have to pull up the tent stakes here after game one, bust it back to Fort Collins for Spradley Collegians out of Pueblo visiting the Fort Collins Foxes at City Park in Fort Collins for a 6:05 Mountain Time start. Another pitch, working that edge. Colin Nybauer, zero of this is an umpire call-out, but he might be establishing that outside part of the plate. First couple times he's out there, he felt like he was close. Didn't get a call, including the walk pitch. Now he stays out there, and he's proving that pitch. And it's been granted now, proving the edge on a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from the lefty Nybauer. Fouled away, 1-2. So a 7-inning game here, followed by a 7 that will not stream on the Front Range Baseball Network due to the reschedule and the overload of games today. Tried to check it, went around on the upstairs pitch. Good spot from Nybauer. Colin gave up that first pitch, opposite field, ball down the right field line from Suarez. Then the walk, full count, and it was close. And now he carves through the three-batter Dalton Berg. Colin Nybauer picking up steam. Catcher Gladish plays left field defensively for the Prospectors. Bats in the 4 spot. So you got the righty up now. Neibauer, the lefty, was working to the third base side of the plate against Berg. Tries to go to the first base side of the plate with that off-speed pitch and missed. Didn't miss there. Beautiful pitch. We're only, I think we're, 6 days, or this is day 7 of the league itself. Debuted last Thursday night. Foxes of Fort Collins hosted Boulder 64s. The pitch was up on the outside. Getting to know the teammates, getting to know each other. These guys all come from colleges and high schools all over the place, joined together for the Summer Collegiate League. Runner takes off from second. Trail guy takes off a little later. Not a double steal called. Suarez got a read he liked on the pitcher. Neibauer took off. Alex Clapp was actually late to react, but he saw the lead man going. Could have probably caboosed him there from behind the plate, taking the trail runner, but took a look down to 3, and Suarez had that stolen clean. But a strikeout pitch, number 3 batter, number 4 batter, go down, 1 check swinging and 1 full swinging. That's a clutch dig out by Colin Neibauer. Puts himself in position to get out of this initial jam of the first 2 aboard. Jay Satterfield DHing. Righty Satterfield. 5 spot. Charles Baker on deck. The rest of the order for prospectors of NoCo. Charles Baker is the 6th batter on deck. Xander Duran bats 7, Braden Bay 8, and Ethan Riberty batting 9. Here's Colin Neibauer's lefty delivery. Pours it right through the zone. Haven't seen a lot of that right down the middle from Neibauer. And you do yourself a favor when you do it that way, because you can surprise a guy right down central sometimes if they've been seeing things on the edges. Get away with one that would be barrelable. Fences on the shallow side for sure here in Arvada at Ralston Valley High. 344 to center. Not marked down the lines. Word is maybe about 310-ish, but that might even be a little bit of a stretch. Corners are tight here down the lines. Saw a few home runs the other day when I was here with the Western Nebraska Pioneers in town. Two out, 2 aboard. Healthy hack by Jay Satterfield. That goes to full. 3-2 count. Full count with 2 outs. Runners at second and third, so no motion from the runners here. No force on the bases. Here's Colin Neibauer's pitch. Can he strike out 3 in a row? The turkey, the hat trick? No. Second walk of the inning. Loads him up. Bases full of NoCo prospectors. It's Charles Baker.
Number 28, Charles Baker.
Charles from Meade High School, Longmont, Colorado, his hometown. First pitch coming. That flies to the backstop. Suarez going to try it. Here's the flip to the plate. Suarez slides head first. It's synthetic surface around the plate area. That circle is artificial surface. The rest of the field is natural, and Suarez uses the slip and slide head first through the plate on a wild pitch. 2 walks and a wild pitch in the inning have bitten Colin Neibauer. Defensively, it's Taylor McMaster at second. He'll lead off for Diamond Club. Cale Corridon at shortstop. They bat 1-2, the middle infield combo. McMaster and Corridon at second and short. Kai Douglas in left field, batting number 3. Colin Neibauer to the plate. Tries to spin one up, and he left it out. 4-batter, completes the battery right now defensively, and in that first, 7 days now of broadcasting in the Front Range League, kind of find guys who just have the personality or that natural sort of charisma on a roster, and it's Mac Dossie behind the dish. Mac's on my all-social dude team after only 1 week of league activity. Enjoy talking to Mac. He's working the plate right now, talking with plate umpire Scott Sommerfeld. 2-umpire crew, Scott Sommerfeld behind the plate, Ted Dutcher on the bases. Thanks to Scott and Ted for working this doubleheader today. Foul off by Xander Duran and a strike against Xander. So a walk pitch to Satterfield on a full count. Or make it Baker. Satterfield also walked, but that was Baker most recently. Loading the bases with 1 run across. And now Neibauer having a little trouble finding the zone. Back-to-back walks, 3 in the inning, 2 strikeouts for Colin. Xander Duran playing catcher, batting number 7 in the Prospectors order. Fouled the first pitch away, and he's seen a couple wild ones. This pitch gets wild, and second run in. Alex Suarez plates it. Everybody moves up. Satterfield to third, Baker to second. Second run-scoring wild pitch in the inning. So no ribbies in the inning. Produced by the bats of the Prospectors. No hits in the 1 hit in the inning, but no hits in the last 5 guys who've come to the plate. Been 3 walks behind that leadoff single from Suarez. Using the breaking ball to get back into the zone. Duran has 2 strikes against his ledger. Went back to the breaking ball. Sailed that away, and another full count. Pitch count piling up for Colin Neibauer. Xander Duran. 2 teammates aboard. Neibauer trying to find the zone on this 3-2 out. And he's upstairs with that. Reloads them. There's some things you got to like about watching Colin Neibauer pitch. He's doing some just mechanically and sequencing, kind of the strategy of where they're trying to go around the plate. He's looked very good on some pitches, but having trouble staying dialed in. 4 walks in the inning, 2 wild pitches, plating runs. Braden Bay, second base defender for the Prospectors. Braden, one of a handful of players out of Poudre High School in Fort Collins. Bay batting 8. If he can find his way aboard, everybody's going to come to the plate in the first. And Neibauer there looked like he might have overthrown that one a little bit. He's had pretty smooth mechanics for the large majority of his pitches. That one looked less fantastic if you slow it down and broke down the mechanics of the delivery. And Colin actually, I think he knew it. He was self-coaching on the bump right there, reworking the arm extension and release feel, and he got it right. There was a strike with it, 1-1. Couple of big misses in the inning, and again, Colin kind of working on the left hand wrist snap extension portion after the pitch. Mentioned Mac Dossie, catcher batting 4. Brock Mulvaney's over at first, and Max Matusi at third. DH is Casey Ritchie. Right field, Tanner Gertz. Blake Young in center. The left fielder is Kai Douglas. Strike gets in there. Bauer's got Braden Bay into a 2-strike situation. And he got the swing and the miss. Wow. Okay, so this is the old debate. I do not call that striking out the side. To me, that's 3 in a row. 3 dudes, 3 gone. But there's 3 strikeouts. So if you prefer to call it that, you're wrong, but you can call it that. 3 Ks in the inning. 4 walks, unfortunately, go against Nybauer. 2 runs up for the Prospectors after 1 inning of a 7-inning ball game. Diamond Club offense, Taylor McMaster, Cale Cord, Kai Douglas, the first 3 coming to the plate against the Prospectors starter Jack Prenny. Back to the bottom of first after a stop here, 2-0. Prospectors are up. Bottom of the first, Diamond Club will attempt to answer back to 2 runs put on the board by NoCo Prospectors. Jack Prenny on the mound for NoCo Prospectors. Prenny listed at 6'4" now. Pooter high school kid, played through the Fort Collins Baseball Club that I direct in Fort Collins. Remember the young years for Jack and on up through. Fantastic career in Fort Collins. This ball hit well by the leadoff batter, Taylor McMaster. It'll settle in left center field for a catch, and 1 out catcher Gladish with the glove in left field. Taylor McMaster is out. Jack Prenny playing at CSU Pueblo. He redshirted this year, and I talked to Jack quick before the game. I appreciate Jack taking a second. I was scrambling around getting things set up here, ran down to just say hi to the starting pitchers. Jack was doing some band work and his final sequencing before the start here. Prenny wide on that pitch to Xander Duran. Jack said fastball change and a little bit of curve ball in the mix today, and the redshirt year at CSU Pueblo, I asked him how it went. He said he grew a lot. I said, did you add inches? And he said, it was sort of mentally just a lot of things, kind of the game part of it, the cerebral part, understanding of the game. Yeah, and also physically, and Jack looking good on the bump here, the start for Diamond Club. Goes down in the zone. Cale Cord and shortstop pops that foul right side. Big thanks to NoCo Prospectors head coach Chris Nobbenshoe for adjusting our first base / camera between innings. We ended up propping it up in a post, took off the post cap and stuck the camera into that, and then it got bumped right away. Foul tip is going to keep Corridon at the plate. Xander Duran got bitten by that one a little bit. Bat boy, ball kid from the Diamond Club program, little guy, Delgado, number 27 on the back of his Diamond Club jersey. He's getting a day in the dugout. Swinging another foul back from Corridon. So our camera that we planted on the leaning rail in the post of the first base dugout where the prospectors are today, before the game even started, it got doinked, got spun around. Good shot of the concession stand and the flag billowing in the breeze. Between innings, Coach Chris Nobbenshoe was my gaffer, my grip, my utility guy. Adjusted the camera. Walk pitch to Cale Corridon upstairs on the full count delivery and the first man aboard. We've seen plenty of walks. Both pitchers would like to put an end to that. Testing out a few new things in week 1 of the Front Range Baseball Network. Got the multi-camera angle on a wireless connection that got us past the chain link. Ball pitch is wide. I was here on, what day? They're all a blur right now. Saturday here in this same press box at Diamond Club for Western Nebraska Pioneers and Diamond Club. And we had a lot of chain link featured in that game. Every game in the league streaming, every home date in the league. So today will be an exception, obviously, with that second game, the doubleheader overloading the staff mix and the timing puzzle. Swing and empty for Kai Douglas, the third batter in the order. Mac Dawsey due up next, the catcher. Brock Mulvaney behind him in the 5 spot. Prenny's pitch. Duran slides. That'll be a wild one, and Corridon takes second base. Cale on the wild pitch move up. Douglas sees it fly to the opposite batter's box. Front Range Baseball Network, our YouTube channel that's networked for all the games at one spot at Front Range Baseball Network. Check the league website at frontrange.league.com. Prenny's pitch coming. Runner at 2 after the wild pitch. Downstairs to Duran, who covers up the 5-hole. In the spirit of the Stanley Cup Finals, nothing getting through that slot on Xander. Prenny's pitch to Kai Douglas. Got the outer edge. Like the zone, the way it's shaping up so far in this first inning. Full count here, 3-2. Really good view from this press box and the vantage point I'm at, especially, well, really on both sides, righty or lefty batter. There's a swing and a foul tip. We'll keep it alive. Just got a piece, did Kai Douglas. Up high enough for a good view, but close here at RVHS. And the angle that I'm at out this open window really can see that, especially that first base side edge of the plate. Prenny's pitch, chopped to second. That'll move the runner along. Bay pulls up, waits for that extra hop. Stayed low on him. Bay gloves it, and 2 outs. Cale Corridon on to third base on the ground ball. Braden Bay to Ethan Riberty playing first base. I was late on moving the runner up. You got me on that one if you were staring at that, wondering when that would move. That is Cale Corridon. Got him updated to third base on your low right side of your screen, Scorebug. Foul tip, strike one. This is Mac Dossie, the catcher. Probably potentially a courtesy runner situation if he would reach. Ball outside. The Scorebug setup that I've got does not take a direct feed from any kind of input, game changer, or scoreboard control, so it's all manual. And I'm not great at manual. Breaking ball got the zone. Xander Duran, catcher, gives that an aggressive head nod of approval. Good pitch from Prenny. Sign delivered from catcher Duran. Prenny's pitch working out, goes up with it, missed, and Dossie's still alive in the count. Prenny again. Duran, and this is going to be another run scored on a wild pitch. Duran blocked it off his right knee. It shoots more than halfway to first base up the line. Cale Corridon matching half of what the Prospectors did offensively with a wild pitch plate touch. 2-1 the score now, with Diamond Club answering back with a walk, wild pitch, ground ball move up to third, and then a wild pitch score from Corridon. Base is clear now for Dossie, who's worked the count to the max. Prenny's pitch fouled off by Dossie. Good spoil. Mac batted in the 4 spot on Saturday when I saw them play the Pioneers here, and Mac's going to draw the walk. Second walk of the inning for starting pitcher Prenny.
Number 10, Brock Mulvaney.
Now to a lefty, Brock Mulvaney. That pitch, good bottom part of the zone, strike one. Back dives Dossie. Big hack from Brock Mulvaney, and that's strike two against Brock. 0-2 count. Taps it at the plate, stays alive, bounces a couple times on the synthetic turf, and then rolls back to the natural grass. Got another bat kid, Archuleta. He's wearing the red Diamond Club jersey. Delgado has the powder blue Diamond Club jersey on. A couple kids working the dugout today, hanging out with the collegians. Mulvaney recoils a little bit on that pitch, pulled the chin up, and might have helped sell that a little bit. That was in, definitely was in, but it wasn't far off the edge. Train tracks right up the hill behind us. Train whistle. Runner takes off. Dossie's on the move down to second. I mentioned something about a courtesy runner, and watching Mac get going from first to second, why bother? Not sure where he ranks on the team in sprint races, but moving well between first and second. 1-2 count to Mulvaney. Breaking ball again gets loose. Duran can't find it, and Dossie was aware of that. Mac's going to get there. Mack, a catcher. Now this throw rolls away, and you've got a wild pitch, and then you got an error on the throw with Dossie, Little League and all the way around. Credit to Mac Dossie as a catcher. He knows the feeling when that ball is loose and you have no idea where it is. The mistake there from Duran, he should have looked to his dugout or his pitcher for a point to where the ball went. But he kept looking, working around the umpire, and heads up from Dossie as he went hard toward third. And the throw on the error bounces away. One error on that. The initial wild pitch was going to yield 2 bases. First to third, he was going to beat that throw after Duran finally figured out it had gone to the backstop on the third base side. But then the errant throw brings home the run. We're 2-2. Bottom of 1, 2 outs. Mulvaney still alive with the train rolling by behind us. And this count getting deep again. 3-2 count. Prenny, deep breath, trying to finish the bottom of 1, and he will. His first strikeout of the frame closes out the first. Each team gets 2 runs. Wild pitches, the key contributor behind walks. Offensively both ways in the bottom of 1. On to the second of a 7-inning ball game. Prospectors and Diamond Club tied at 2. If you're a real baseball player, that guy's a dude. You gotta have the newest, expensivest bat on the market. Bro. And it's gotta have the coolest name. Bro. Brand new. Just dropped. Tanks. Whatever the newest metals and materials might be, this bat is always one evolution newer. The Batco Crouching Tiger Nuke Mash Pummel Destroy Quad X Quadruple Extreme. Making mediocre hitters superstars. That guy's a dude. $600 at a time. Bro. Top of the second frame, NoCo Prospectors got 8 guys to the plate in the top of 1. So they start on number 9. It's Ethan Riberty, the first baseman, to the top of the second. Colin Neibauer's second pitch to Riberty bounces on the outside to the lefty. Here you see the Bat Kid. Oh, we were seeing the Bat Kid blocked out by some leaning rail action in the first base side. A little shoulder shrug and a take up stairs 2-1 pitch. Riberty, first baseman, defensively roll it over in the order. Riley Suarez on deck, singled. And that's a yes, he did, offered on the swing. Hang up a second strike against Riberty. 9-1-2, the batters due up. Suarez, the only hit in this game in a 2-2 count. And there's a strike, got the outer edge, bent it out there and left it away. That is 4 strikeouts from Colin Neibauer. That's the first backward K for Neibauer. Classic challenge for a pitcher. Good stuff. Just got to control it and own it. Make it do what you want it to do. You can see it with Neibauer. He's got 4 outs recorded, all 4 by strikeout, but his walk count is even at 4. Colin working through it. And can't kudo enough the effort, and heavily by Brad Mulvaney, the head coach for Diamond Club, on the field recovery today. With all the rain that came through, the game yesterday rained out, moved to today for the double up. There goes little Delgado running off with the ball from the backstop, waiting on that. Coach Mulvaney was out here early. Strike called against Riley Suarez. I got here early, like, 4 hours before game time, because I didn't get the word it had been moved back 2 hours. I'm not that awesome. I just didn't have the info. 9 a.m., and it was clear Coach had been here a while. It wasn't like he just started ripping the field with the nail drag. He'd been at it for a while. Made it happen. Field looks great. Nice block from Dossie. Great work using the equipment there. Any younger catchers trying to work on the foundational elements of being a catcher. That pitch is up, and Suarez takes a walk. Another one in the books. 5th walk of the game drawn by the Prospectors. You pay all that money for that gear, use it, and that's what Dossie did 2 pitches ago. He pretty much abandoned his glove, made sure the chest protector and the shin guards were all lined up, and he just bodied that ball back down to the turf. That's how you do it. A lot of young catchers especially, just too much glove involved in the block. A little clinic from Dossie a moment ago. 1 out, 1 aboard. Alex Clapp, shortstop. Played high school ball at Frederick High. List the hometown as Windsor, Colorado. Dalton Berg on deck. That ball bends in. Neibauer landed that for a strike. 2-1 count. Send a throw over to first base. All Front Range League games stream on the Front Range Baseball Network on YouTube. You can subscribe to the channel at Front Range Baseball Network. That's at Front Range Baseball Network on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, and you can sign up for notifications. Just easy to do. You don't have to sign up. You just click a button once you're subscribed on games you want notification on, and your system will alert you when the stream goes live. Subscribe at Front Range Baseball Network on YouTube. Breaking ball, yep. And that goes full. 3-2 count. Alex Clapp didn't love the call. Doesn't matter. Sends that back up the middle. Neibauer goes to second for the first, and the turn at second from a short arm delivery from Cale Corden. He knew he had to hurry. Corden just got rid of it as quick as he could. Runner safe at 1. Clap on via the fielder's choice. Colin Neibauer, my first thought was he's got to feed that quicker. But the flip side of that is Neibauer possibly working on that particular PFP, understanding that you got to get the front end before you worry about getting 2. And he took his time to make sure he aligned his legs, his hips, drove his throw out to second base. Many a pitcher has gotten that potential twin killing and chucked it into center field, and everybody's at second and third all of a sudden. Chopper to first, and Mulvaney's got it, steps on first, and nothing in the top of 2 for the NoCo Prospectors. Ground out for Dalton Berg, unassisted to Brock Mulvaney at first base to the bottom of the second inning. And we will get the 6, 7, 8 batters for Diamond Club. Max Matusi, Casey Ritchie, and Tanner Gertz coming to bat.
All Yard Baseball.
gonna go, we'll take our time. We'll hit the road, see what we find. Anticipate and wait. I wanna leave, I wanna go. What could be out there? What will I see? Will I find a secret to me? Then it begins, it's time to go. The journey's now, let's hit the road. The road unwinds and then I find Longbridge Road means we're almost home. Longbridge Road means we're almost home. Longbridge Road means we're almost home. No matter where I go or where I roam, Longbridge Road means we're almost home.
Matusi Richie Gertz heading to the plate. Try to send Diamond Club into the lead this inning in the bottom of 2.
And leading off for the Collegians in the home half of the second.
Good answer in the top of 2.
Matusi.
Did have a walk mixed in there from Neibauer, and he's trying to get that weeded out of the garden, but strikeout and 2 ground balls, 1 back to pitcher and 1 on a chopper to first. Not hit well. It's a wood bat league, this summer collegiate league front range. This ball down the right field line will drop around first, going for 2. That'll be a leadoff double in the books for Max Matusi, the third baseman out of the number 6 spot. Opens it up with a ball down the right field line, and Matusi thinking 2 out of the box all the way, and it pays off. Max from Valor Christian High, his high school ball, Gateway Community College. His current stop after his time at Valor. Duran kept that controlled. Runner can't move up. It's Casey Ritchie at the plate, number 7 spot in the order. Prenny's pitch missed, down and away. Duran gloved it down at the synthetic surface behind home plate. Casey Ritchie batted in the 8th spot as the DH a couple days ago here in Arvada. He's batting 7 as the DH today. Prenny working away, missed wide with that. Double followed by the walk. NoCo Prospectors had this situation in their top of the first, 2 aboard with nobody out. Wound up with 2 runs out of that. Now the Diamond Club Collegians, same deal here. They've got 2 aboard with nobody out. Matusi double, Richie walk. Coach Chris Nobbenshoe heads to the mound for a discussion with his starter, Jack Prenny. Thanks to Chris Nobbenshoe and Jamie Thompson leading the coaching charge for NoCo Prospectors, and Braden Thompson, Jamie's son, a player coach on this NoCo Prospectors roster. Saw Braden the other day in Fort Collins collegiately at Adams State. Braden Thompson out of Arvada, and his dad, Jamie Thompson, on staff at Arvada West, along with the head coach of Diamond Club, Brad Mulvaney, Arvada West educator and administrator. Coaching staff for Diamond Club, Brad Mulvaney and Tyler Novotny assists. Tyler attended A West. Chris Nobbenshoe, or Nobby, as he's known, vacates the mound after his visit, and he gets a strike. Hall of Fame mound visit Results in a strike. Always what you're out there for. I guess the only thing better, double play ball, maybe triple play ball, would have really made him look good, but it's an 0-1 count. First at bat for Tanner Gertz, the right fielder. Got to send that through the right side. Leaping try by Rybert. He couldn't get it. Ball is deadened in right field, and everybody's going to go 2 bags in front of the single by Tanner Gertz. Around comes Max Matusi to score. Casey Ritchie gets to third on that single. It's an RBI base knock for Tanner Gertz, and the lead goes to Diamond Club on Gertz's base hit. There's Blake Young, the center fielder. Duran blocked it. It bounced. Duran's going to try the throw. Standing up into second base goes Tanner Gertz. Another ball down in the dirt. Duran kept it in front, but the runner able to move along. Top of the order, Taylor McMaster will bat next. Jack Prenny's pitch. Duran tried to pull that one back in on a frame, didn't get it. 3-0 count to Blake Young. Pitch up, that's driven to center deep to that 344 sign and gone. Over the 344 goes 24, Blake Young. 3-run blast from Blake Young at the 9 spot in the order. Sends it to 6-3, 4 runs in the inning, and it's the bottom of the order producing with Blake going out of the yard here in Arvada. Plays at Monterey Peninsula Bay from Mullen High School, Blake Young. He's got 3 RBI, 4 total bases on a 3-0 pitch. He pounces Taylor McMaster back to the top of the order.
Number 22, Taylor McMaster.
4 have come to the plate here in the bottom of 2, and now 4 have scored. Diamond Club played on the road a little bit, obviously, but the game they had here in Arvada against the Western Nebraska Pioneers, that was the game that wound up 20-10, right? Run fest, home run balls down the line, and just in time with McMaster on the run. So after the 4-run score on the home run, Prenny settles it down at the top of the order with a ground ball to shortstop.
Now batting the shortstop.
Alex Clapp, playing short for the Prospectors, made the play. Good breaking ball against Cale Corridon. Liked what I saw from Corridon a couple games ago. Batting number 2, playing shortstop. 1-1 count now. Good in the box. Corridon looks good at shortstop. Just moves smoothly. Cale from Arlington, California, plays at Orange Coast College. Spending the summer in Colorado with the Diamond Club Collegians in the Front Range League. Swing and a miss. Told Coach Mulvaney I really like the personality of this team, kind of the culture of their dugout. Just, 20 toward everybody, but I've experienced it directly myself, just pregame walking around. A bunch of guys who seem appreciative, greet you, able to have a friendly sort of adult conversation, which sounds weird to say, but as we all know, not everybody at this stage of life does that, or any stage of life for that matter. Ball 4 pitch to Cale Corden. Corden, one of those guys, just saw him a moment ago in that at-bat, turning and talking to the umpires after his swing and miss, and he was checking on what was, if that was in the zone, just kind of evaluating things, but had a little smile on his face. And now as I say that, Kai Douglas steps in. He walks up, greets the umpire, has something to say, a little smile. Left fielder Kai Douglas batting number 3. Makes a big difference. I've coached for 28 years and administered stuff for way too long, but not in a bad way. And you see, umpires and opposing teams, fan bases, all that kind of thing. When players conduct themselves this way, have some joy in the game, go at it hard, but kind of keep a good personality about it. Liner to short is caught, fire back to 1, and that throw goes wide. Runner not going to move up, no error on the throw. Catch at shortstop by Alex Clapp. Had the double play possibility, but he had a little trouble getting it out of the glove initially, slowed down his transfer. That let Cale Corden get back.
Now batting, the catcher, number 4.
With the dive by Corden and the throw wide. Wasn't able to get back up and take a base on that. So no harm on the throwaway, just not able to convert the line-out double play, which gives Mac Dawsey a chance to hit with a runner aboard and 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Prenny. Speed changed him. Catcher Dawsey batted with 2 outs last half inning, and he walked and scored on a wild pitch, and then it was a 2-bag wild pitch, and then a throwaway by the catcher. Runner going and no chance to throw at him. Corden picked a good one to run on. Stolen base for Cale. Out to second base goes Cale Corden with 2 out. 4 runs in the inning for Diamond Club. They're up 6-2. Great pitch from Prenny. That is a fantastic spot. Mac Dawsey, all you can do there is just hope for a better one, but you're not. If you get that again, you're not going to get a chance for a better one. It's 1-2 now. Dawsey gets a little more protective at the plate. Prenny's pitch bounces off of Dawsey, so Duran blocked it, funneled it over to Dawsey. It pinballs around the home plate circle. No move up. 13th batter to come to the plate for Diamond Club in the bottom of the second inning combined, talking about for the full game now, but through 1 2/3, they've got 13 guys to the plate. Dawsey sees that pitch well and lets it travel right across his right shin. 2-2 count. Mac playing at University of Northern Colorado, UNC. He's going to gap this and score a run. Dawsey, good, patient at bat, worked it deep with a couple strikes. He's going to go for 2 on this, and he'll have it. Stand-up double for Dawsey. Trades places with Cale Corden. 7-2 Diamond Club in a 5-run inning. Mac Dawsey with the swing.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 10, Brock Mulvaney.
7-2 the score with Brock Mulvaney up. Jack Prenny grinding through the bottom of the second. Every Diamond Club collegian has come to the plate now in this inning, with Mulvaney making his plate appearance. Pitch bends in for a ball. Now he spikes it in with a fastball. Dawsey to third base on the wild pitch. Mulvaney pops this up and taps his bat in frustration, hangs it over the left side of the infield, drifting back to it. Charles Baker, 9 batters to the plate in the bottom of the second inning for Diamond Club, and they have pounced all over the Prospectors. 5 runs. The big shot, a 3-run bomb from Blake Young out of the 9 spot. It's 7-2 Diamond Club after 2.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
Hey, Dad,
Now
League
ask
Baseball
you
is
what
what
are
I
you
do
gonna do
when there's no
because it
baseball.
keeps
Just
us
I'll
have
tell
fun
you what I
off
do.
the streets.
I stare out the
Yo,
window.
there's
and
no
wait for spring.
crying in baseball.
McDossie contained it, but that one hurt. Dossie's going to need a minute. Plate umpire Scott Summerfield walks out and checks back on Dossie. He'll hang out with Colin Neibauer a little longer. Mac still not quite all the way through the pain of the bouncing pitch, and his pitcher, the lefty, Colin Neibauer, feeling a little apologetic out on the hill. Took a bite out of his catcher, Dossie. Colin Lamar Community College in the southeast extremes of Colorado. Colin said he enjoyed his year there. So that's pretty remote down there. I've spent a good amount of time down there, both in baseball and some old family friends around La Junta area and over to Lamar. Lamar, a premier baseball town for so many years. Ethan Ryberty. Runner leans and scrambles back. Braden Bay was caught leaning. Brock Mulvaney kind of accelerated toward the throw. He might have thought that Bay was going to take off. And he did it again. He popped out. So Mulvaney moving toward his pitcher. If he would have held his ground on the previous pick move and stayed closer to the bag, he might have had him, but then he had to reach back for the tag after he advanced toward the throw from pitcher. Now a walk pitch will make it easy on Braden Bay to get to second base and have to stop dealing with the lefty moves. Ryberty now will face that challenge with 1 out and 2 aboard.
Now batting the center fielder, number 23, Riley Suarez.
Back to the top of the order with Riley Suarez. 1 for 1 with a walk, leadoff single. First pitch of the game was a single for Suarez. He's back up, third time batting here in the third inning. Revolving door of offense. Both sides got a chance to see the top of the order again in the third for Diamond Club when they come around in the bottom half of this inning. They'd have to get 2 guys aboard to get back to Taylor McMaster. Diamond Club will be on their 6, 7, and 8 batters. Pitch down. Neibauer missed it. Heard catcher Dawsey say a lot of confidence. Let's go, trying to boost up his pitcher, see if he can get him through this third. Chopper towards short. Got there on a quick hop. Second hop was quick, and that turn is going to work. 6-4-3. Shortstop Cale Corden. Nice play on a ball that got on him a little quicker on the last hop than I expected it to. Turns it effectively with Ryberty out at second. Suarez out with good speed on the 6-4-3 DP. 3 runs in the inning for NoCo Prospectors, back in contention here at 7-5 to the bottom of the third, and the 6-7-8 Matusi, Ritchie, and Gertz coming up. Bottom of 3, Matusi, Ritchie, and Gertz to the plate with a 2-run lead for Diamond Club. First pitch fouled away. Request for 4 new baseballs as they continue to sail away. And another foul tap, this time inside the fences. Prospectors pitching change after a 2-inning start for Jack Prenny. Riggs Toll strikes him out. So Toll jumps on and gets right to work. Strike out of Matusi, 1 away.
Now batting, the designated hitter number 18, Casey Ritchie.
Casey Ritchie walked and scored his first time up. That was the second inning when Ritchie got his other shot at the plate. 7-inning game scheduled here as part of 2 today. The first one here on the Front Range Baseball Network. And the second one, you can find that on Game Changer if you want to keep up with the action from RVHS in Arvada. Scheduled for approximately 3:30 p.m. start for Game 2.
So what?
That Reg asked for the appeal down the line. No offer. Going down the middle, Toll hit the zone with that. Riggs Toll, 6-foot righty from Greeley, Colorado, plays at Linfield University. Right side in a diving play, nicely handled at second by Braden Bay, laid out in the hole between first and second, right where the grass meets the dirt at the back of the infield. A forehand
Now
snap.
batting, right fielder number 2, Tanner Gertz.
Ritchie line out. Second base, Tanner Gertz, number 8 batter with 2 away. This is the first 2-up, 2-down frame we've had. Either team now in the 6th half inning of defense combined between these two teams has gotten the first 2 batters out. Took a great play at second by Braden Bay to make it happen. Strikeout, line out, 2 down. Gertz with the strike, now chops it foul third base side.
What up, dude? Oh, yeah. Big Bubba Skeleton coming at you. Oh, yeah, baby. I don't see it big.
Fouled away pitch from
4 more baseballs, please. 4
Tanner
baseballs.
Gertz. And again, the call for 4 more baseballs. Just keep them coming. Conveyor belt. Toll breaking pitch. Away. Xander Duran working with the new pitcher. Everybody getting a little laugh. Toll had a smile on his face. Xander turned around and quick chuckle with Scott Summerfeld behind the plate. Nice run here from Toll as he's dialing it up. Fouled away. Chopper again foul, still in the count as Tanner Gertz working with a couple strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Toll ready on the mound. A little extra pause for Gertz. Now Toll's going to toss a pitch in. Ball had not been put back in play. Time had been granted for a little while there for Gertz. He stayed out long. Toll was ready, and then Toll started before signal was given. Stepped out. Toll just flipped the pitch up there. Lobbed one, not break up his delivery. Rodriguez now misses with the pitch. Gertz trying to come back here in this count. Single in the second, batting in the third, with 2 down, nobody on, swings, and there is a strikeout pitch from Riggs Toll. Clean inning from Toll. He
bookends it with strikeouts and a line out to second, and that is the first 3-up, 3-down scene we've seen here in Arvada.
For the Collegians in the home half of the third, no runs, no hits, no prospector errors, and nobody left on base.
2-run lead, 7-5 over the Prospectors.
And we've played 3 here at Nate Journey Field at Wilson Valley High School. Our score is 7-5. Collegians on top of the Prospectors. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. And Diamond Club Baseball would like to thank the following banner sponsors featured on our outfield wall. 1-6 Performance, Premier Baseball Development. Avis Dental Specialist. Arvada West Auto Repair. Thank you for your support of Diamond Club Baseball.
Don't have enough to eat. Shoot the children. No shoes on your feet.
Leading out for the Prospectors, shortstop number 11, Alex Clapp.
First pitch to Alex Clapp is a strike. Colin Neibauer back out there for his 4th inning of work. He's worked through in 3 innings, 19 batters, seeing 8 Prospectors in the first inning, 4 in the second, 7 batters in the third, hoping to do what Riggs Toll just did for the Prospectors on the hill. Saw 3 guys and got out of there. Pitch goes off. Glove of Dawsey to the left-handed batting Alex Clapp. A 3-1 count for Colin Neibauer. Spins one into the zone, lefty on lefty. Started that at the shoulder level of Alex Clapp and finished it right in the middle of the plate. Pulls up the count. Pitch from Neibauer's chopped towards second, slowly charging, flipping, and making the play. Nice play at second base on a hard charge from Taylor McMaster. It was about a 3-hopper. McMaster started from deep on the dirt and finished on the infield grass on the pitcher side of the infield. Had to make a speed exchange against the speedy Alex Clapp and did that.
Now batting the right fielder, number 2, Dalton Berg.
To it. Nice sidearm submarine flip as he ran toward the plate. The righty flinging it over the first. Strike 1 now from Colin Neibauer to Dalton Berg. Breathed a little confidence, a little extra boost to Neibauer. That nice defensive play at second. Taylor McMaster. McMaster plays at Southeast Community College. Summering with the Diamond Club Collegians in the Front Range League. Woodbat baseball along the Rocky Mountains. 1 team in Nebraska is the Western Nebraska Pioneers. 7 in Colorado. 2-1 count after a bouncing pitch. Bounded away and gathered back up. Dalton Berg steps back in on the left side of the plate. Breaking ball that's going to sail towards center, and this will be settled in center to the glove of Blake Young. For the second time following the bottom of the third. Now in the top of the fourth, we have 2 up and 2 down.
Now batting the left fielder, number 39, catcher Gladish.
Things that hadn't happened in this game prior to the most recent 2 defensive halves. Foul ball sends it to 0-1. Lime green batting glove for the right-handed batter, catcher Gladish. Good pitch, missed, 1-1. Another missed pitch, 2-1 count.
Hammering away, but just
It's in the zone. Inning working nicely for Nybauer. All around it here has worked to a 3-1 count. That was an offer on a check swing. Went to a 3-1 breaking ball that bounced in, and that completely fooled catcher Gladish, who did not expect that to be the delivery that came in. Keeps the count alive on a bouncer from Nybauer. Fouled away, still full. And a ball 4 pitch, so couldn't get the 3 up, 3 down.
We got two.
Missing on that to
Now batting the designated hitter, number 37, Jay Satterfield.
and in steps Jay Satterfield. That pitch out of the hand, just lost it, sails high into the backstop. Down to second goes catcher Gladish. Wild pitch. Colin Nybauer will grab the ball on the throwback. It was bounced off his glove, was back behind home or behind the pitcher's mound, but at that time to take an extra couple of moments. If you're Nybauer, try to reset yourself. You have those first 2 outs, cruising here in the fourth, and now encountering some bumps.
And can I have one Starburst?
Got a strike there.
I only have a 10 and a 1. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Bauer's pitch again. That's the same pitch he threw a moment ago. Just lost it altogether. No chance for Dossie behind the plate. High and over the left side batter's box and clanging off the backstop. A walk, wild. Catcher Gladish is at third base and could get the Prospectors back within 1 if one more of those gets thrown. Had to bend that pitch. It didn't sail on it as much, but it stayed out in that same zone out there. Jay Satterfield, back-to-back walks for the Prospectors.
Now batting the third baseman, number 28, Charles Baker.
Charles Baker in 0 for 1 today. Had a walk in the first and was stranded at second base. No runs in this inning. It's turned from feeling great to feeling like a Monday. Runners out wide in the left side box again.
Hey, good secondary now. Hey. Drop it down.
Coach Brad Mulvaney just hoping Nybauer can get one more here. Imagine it'd be bullpen time. Might be in this inning, but the club would love to see third out, chance to go on to the fifth when they make their change. Satterfield, a little two-step fake break at first base, not super aggressive. 3-0 count. Charles Baker on a 4-pitch walk, and here does come Brad Mulvaney from the third base dugout. You see Coach on the left side of your screen making the slow walk out. Check on Colin Neibauer. And he's going to go straight to taking the baseball. No conversation there. It's time to make the move. Colin Neibauer, 3 2/3 innings pitched. He has 3 walks after the first 2 were out of this inning. All 3 of those his responsibility out there. And I have that third runner on the top of 4 with Diamond Club looking for some relief right here. Pitch and change. Hey, for Diamond Club up comes Liam McGrew.
Push me up against the wall. Hip tuck good and push up brawl. I'm falling all over myself to lift your heart and taste your real good. With the shades and all of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Diamond Club Collegiate, number 31, Liam McGrew.
Blood lost in a bathroom stall. A southern girl with a scarlet draw. A whip vibe tomorrow and Parker. With birds of shade. With birds of shade, it's so lonely view. With birds of shade, it's so lonely view. South Florida with broken jaws. Step outside, but not brawling. All the sweet way, call the ball out, make it to the moon, never have to fall.
Now batting the catcher, number 24, Xander Duran.
Pitching change made. First pitch to Xander Duran. Rips down and away to the left side batter's box. Liam McGrew, second pitcher of the day for Diamond Club, in a jam here with 2 outs and bases full. Falls behind 2-0 to the number 7 batter, Xander Duran. Had the 2-run home run his last at-bat. That was just last inning. Can he follow with a 4-bagger, 4 RBI shot? Duran takes an upstairs strike, 2-1 count. Have not seen the Duran family in the vicinity today, so I imagine I have Stephanie Jorge on the stream on the Front Range Baseball Network. Proud of their boy for the shot last inning, 2-run bomb to right. Xander is a young dude, traveled with me on some teams I coached to Texas, California, had some fun with Xander as a younger player. He's going to draw a bases loaded walk and push in the 6th run for the NoCo Prospectors. To the plate comes catcher Gladish. Satterfield to third, Baker to second.
Now batting the second baseman, number 6, Braden Bay.
3 RBI on the day with that one added. 2 walks and a home run for Xander. He's at first base. Braden Bay batting. Bay, nice defensive play last half. See if he can follow that with something to tie it or give the lead. The Prospectors, they led 2-0 in the top of the first, but that was matched in the bottom. And Diamond Club pulled ahead in the second with a 5-run frame. Strike called. They now working on forging a retie of this game. Pitch up. So proud of that 2-camera array got going today, wirelessly, no chain link. Pretty good for a little while there, huh? Then a strikeout pitch. Bay goes down swinging. 1 walk in the relief step up by Liam McGrew. That run charged to the starter Colin Neibauer. And then the strikeout of Bay by Liam McGrew leaves them loaded for the Prospectors, who get back within 1 in the top of the 4th. 7 innings slated here on this first game of 2 between these two teams today.
And for the Prospectors in the top half of the fourth, 1 run, no hits, no collegiate errors, and 3 left on base.
Coming up.
Just a small town girl. Living in a lonely world. They took me in my train, but let me go. Just a city boy. Born and raised in San
Have a nice rest of your day.
Bottom of 4, Blake Young leading off. Riggs Toll, first pitch is a ball. Trickles back to the backstop underneath the reach down of Xander Duran behind the plate. Again, low and hitting the plate side line of the left side batter's box. 2-0 count to Blake Young. 3-0 for Young, who has a 3-run long ball in this game, is only at bat in the second inning from the number 9 spot. Blake on a 3-0. He'll take that middle up in the vertical and maybe just a little toward the outside horizontally. Got a lot of plate there through the zone. There's a good pitch to follow that coming back in. 3-2 now. Young had the eyeballs fully changed by that with the last pitch working toward the outside and then coming in under the hands, got the inside part of the plate. Young tossed the bat and then retrieved it. He'll jump back in there. Toll's pitch, that is to short and caught before the hop could happen. Alex Clapp reaches down, that liner sinking, and Clapp poached it before it could hit dirt. Thought he was going to have to short hop that initially, was my eyeball intake, but Clapp steps forward to it. Clean catch. First pitch fouled off by top of the order, Taylor McMaster. Across jogs Kai Douglas, who will follow Cale Corridon. Ooh, that got helmet. Toll on the mound, just lost that one. Taylor McMaster shook his head and kind of smiled a little. Riggs Toll closed the gap here, got down closer. I just heard Riggs say, "You good?" And Taylor McMaster gave him a, "I'm all right." That's a scary moment. Ball right at your head and banged off of the helmet. Full contact. Wasn't a graze shot. That was a squared him up. Cale Corridon bats with Diamond Club leading by 1, 7-6 in the bottom of the fourth. One game in the books today in Front Range League play from Gearing, Nebraska. Strike delivered. The Western Nebraska Pioneers getting the train rolling as all of their reinforcements arriving from various locations to get this summer season started of Front Range League Collegiate Baseball. And the opening homestand for the Western Nebraska Pioneers at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. That pitch well handled by Xander Duran. Cale Corden shaking his head yes, again turned around, got a little feedback from the umpire. Again, exemplifying what I was talking about before. Just love how these guys handle at-bats and handle themselves at the plate. Throw gets away on a pick to first, and up and running is Taylor McMaster. He's going to round first. Ball's loose and right. He'll easily have third base. McMaster on the error on the pick throw. So he was hit by pitch, and that's kind of the get even moment, the comeuppance. Got hit in the helmet. Now he gets 2 free bases off of an errant pick throw. 1 out, runner at third. Diamond Club trying to rebuild their lead, whittled back to 1 by the Prospectors. Western Nebraska Pioneers now at 3-2 their record. They beat the Greeley Grays 16-2 today after a 13-3 win last night. Tried to throw a breaking pitch that got up in the jawline of Cale Corridon, who spun away from it. Toll back to the set. Kicks, fires, swing through, and he got a strikeout. And even on that one, Cale Corridon, he swung and missed, and on his way off, he turned around and asked if that would have been called a strike. I think he got the affirmative on it. That was up on the upper edge of the zone. Cale, talk about an approach to summer ball, by the way. This is a time to get better and kind of round out your game, learn what you can. Kind of like it. Cale looks like he's constantly in student mode while being in talented player mode. I just updated the bug, took your runner off of first. That was the leftovers of Taylor McMaster, who dove back and then got up and took 180 feet of base distance on the thrown away pick. He's over at third. Runner at 3, and now 2 away. Foul tip. Mac Dossey's going to go get that on the opposite side. Mac has batted with 2 outs his other 2 times up today. In the first inning, he batted with 2 outs. He walked and scored. Second inning, he batted with 2 outs, doubled, knocked in 2 runs, and now he's poised to potentially bat again with 2 outs. If Toll can get to that, he won't, and that's what happens. Toll makes the play and races Kai Douglas down the line. Pitcher ground ball, and Douglas is out. Mac Dossey will lead off next inning for something different for him. No runs for Diamond Club in the bottom of the 4th. And it's 7-6 coming down the backstretch. 7-inning game to the top of the 5th inning with Ethan Riberty to lead off. 9-1-2 due up for the Prospectors from Arvada on the Front Range Baseball Network.
Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
You tell me right now, Jimmy Morris.
It's supposed to be hard,
always,
Bob.
and
If it wasn't hard,
everyone would do
second base.
The
and
hard
keep your foot
is what
on
makes
first.
it great. You want to have a catch, Smalls?
That foul brought to you by Chester's Chicken Farm, feeding fowl to the folks of Sugar Lake. All-yard baseball.
Take our time, we'll hit the road, see what we find, anticipate and wait. I wanna leave, I wanna go. What could be out there? What will I see?
Top of the fifth, 9-1-2 for the Prospectors. Ethan Ryberty to lead them off. Ryberty, the first baseman, is 0 for 1 today. Strikeout and a walk. Riley Suarez, Alex Clapp, slow change of pace. And a slow swing through by Ethan Ryberty, who asked for a little bit of time. I think he might have tweaked himself a little bit on that altered swing he had to take. Another train rolling by. Chopper, Ryberty down the line. Second hop to short, and the exchange can't get it done. Trying to make a quick transfer was Corridon. Had some time with Ryberty, but not able to make that pick and throw. Quick hand work. Going to give that a single. It was going to be tight. Kind of a do or die approach from Corridon at short. Liam McGrew back on the hill. Second inning of work for Liam. I grew up playing, that's a strike on the first pitch, playing on a ball field that had train tracks right down the third baseline. This one, the train tracks run on the first base side. I think those tracks head up into the mountains out west that you can see on the right side of your screen. Train behind us, strike called there. A couple strikes against Riley Suarez. Bender didn't bend quite enough, stayed in tight on Suarez for a 1-2 pitch. So the traffic's been pretty frequent today, and so far everything I've seen was heading westward. Clickety-clack of the tracks as a strikeout swing goes for Riley Suarez. 1 out for Riley. That's the second time he's been put out. Double play ball in the third, struck out here. He walked and singled his first 2 times up. Good pitch there from Liam McGrew. Liam played his high school ball right here in Arvada, Ralston Valley. So he knows this mound well. Gets a strike on a swing by Alex Clapp. Liam, Ralston Valley High onto Monterey Peninsula Bay for college, along with Blake Young. A warning just went out to the mound for Liam. I think he might have been coming set before the batter was back in. Had a warning there. The next time would be a balk. Monterey Peninsula Bay, just checking through. Yep, just 2 players on the roster from there, but it's Blake Young, an outfielder, started in center field today, and the current pitcher, Liam McGrew. Bunt shown by Alex Clapp. Takes it down for a ball. 2-1 count. Fouled off, 2-2. Another foul ball snagged up and hauled away, and another strike thrown on the inside part of the plate. McGrew dotted that pitch, strikeout of Alex Clapp, the looking variety. Back-to-back strikeouts against the top of the order. 1-2, Suarez and Clapp go down, swinging then looking. Dalton Berg, left side batter with 2 outs and a runner at first. That's Ethan Ryberty. McGrew had a clean frame, strikeout, line out, strikeout in the third. He's got a line out hit by pitch. Or correct that. It's not my bad. Looking at the wrong flap there. He's got a single. Strikeout, strikeout. Got the strike on that pitch. Now misses up and in. Liam took over last inning to get out of a bases-loaded jam with a walk and a strikeout. I was on the Prospectors pitching side of my chicken scratch. More accurate depiction of where Liam's at. He had the walk that pushed in a run to Xander Duran, and then the strikeout of Braden Bay. The single led off the inning, but strikeout, and he did it again. Strikes out the 1-2-3 in the order, going right into the forest and coming out smelling like roses on the strikeout of Dalton Berg. Liam McGrew, nice frame for Liam, leaves one and leaves the score at 7-6 on to the bottom of the fifth. Chance for Diamond Club to extend on a one-run lead with Mac Dossie, Brock Mulvaney, and Max Matusi.
Hey, it's Max Alpha, head coach, manager, governor, executive, chief of Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite in my 5-ton pickup truck that I bought at Cartropolis. One of my 4 vehicles, one of only 6 total vehicles in the village of Sugar Lake. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite tryouts are coming up. Be there if you want to be elite. We only take people who are better than everybody else. If you want to be the best, be at tryouts. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. Do not look at our record on Game Changer. We're the elitist. We will cover airfare for anybody across the globe who believes they're better than anybody else. We'll pay for you to be at our tryout. Don't miss it. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. We're just better than you.
Catcher change for NoCo Prospectors. Behind the dish now for the Prospectors is Kyler Adams out of Erie, Colorado, Western Nebraska Community College, WNCC in Scottsbluff, up in the Western Nebraska Pioneers neck of the woods in the Front Range League. If you get a chance this season to head up to a game at Oregon Trail Park Stadium in Western Nebraska in Gearing, Nebraska, it's you got to do it. If you like ball, you'll love it. It's a fantastic little park, kind of like a minor league, small bandbox kind of place. Beautiful little park, beer gardens. That ball put in play by Dossie, and Dossie, nice job by Mac of making sure the obstruction was recognized by the field umpire, Ted Dutcher. He'll get second base easily, but had he not made it there, he would have been awarded that bag anyway. Got tangled up at first base with Ethan Riberty. Ball in play from Dossie. Let's throw a single on that and then an error on the throw. Dossie hit kind of a soft shot toward short. It was going to be a tough throw out. The pace of that play. Alex Clapp at shortstop trying to make the quick play on it. Threw it away. Fire up a runner at second base to open up the bottom of the fifth. And Brock Mulvaney now in. El Paso County Baseball Miracles from Colorado Springs and the Boulder 64s. So far, the Boulder 64s, the class of the Front Range League, rolling along in the early days. They have just gone live on the Front Range Baseball Network, playing at Scott Carpenter Park in Boulder, thanks to Alex Becker on play-by-play today on the network. Alex's debut with us, but not his debut on the headset. Calling Chassa baseball playoff action last weekend, Colorado High School Activities Association, the state high school baseball tournament. Alex Becker on the network. We had Logan Hunter earlier today on the broadcast from Gearing, Nebraska. I'll be up in Fort Collins tonight for Spradley Collegians out of Pueblo. And Fort Collins Foxes finish this one and head that way. Mulvaney takes a strike. Riggs Toll has helped stabilize things as we've settled in the middle innings here, working toward the back frames. Liam McGrew and Riggs Toll now in a bit of a duel. This swing is handled by Kyler Adams behind the plate. Dropped third strike, had to throw him out. Nice play by Adams on that ball. Mulvaney is out for one away. Runner stays at second base. That's Mac Dawsey. One out, runner at 2. 6:05 start for Spradley Collegians and Fort Collins Foxes. Spradley Collegians out of Pueblo. Love the program. They play at a Runyon Sports Complex. Speaking of parks, you should see Dawsey takes off. Great timing and no chance. Pitch was down and away, too. They reach by Kyler Adams behind the plate. He had to reach for the pitch, was already shifting to kind of get rid of it quickly toward third base, and really just no chance for him. You hear about runners stealing bases on pitchers, and that was a prime example. Now, Adams, as you can see, is out checking in with his pitcher, Riggs Toll. Dawsey, catcher, plays at UNC. Came out of, you tell me, South Carolina, right? And Kyler Adams, here's a chopper to the right side. That's going to try to take the run, and that's going to score the run. Wrong decision by Bay. He was moving toward first base, all his momentum, and he's shaking his head. No, he knows it. He got baited by Dawsey. Mack was going to score on that ball. A chop to the right side in the hole. Bay could have just taken the out, but he kind of double clutched to look back, decided he was going to take a shot at it, and wasn't close. Matusi is aboard. Scored as a fielder's choice. Give him the ribby. He would have had that either way. Put up a run for Diamond Club, 8-6. Diamond Club out to a 2-run advantage. Casey Ritchie fouls one away to open his AB with Tanner Gertz on deck behind him. When Dawsey came to the plate to start this inning, Kyler Adams had just subbed in behind the plate for Xander Duran and gave a pretty cool, like legit, here's a throw to second on a steal. Try that, ball will sail to the second base side of the bag, and in slides Max Matusi. Runner to second with one out. Bag taken. Casey Ritchie trying to drive him around now. So it was like catcher to catcher fraternal greeting. Very genuine. At first the hand clasp and then the bro hug. A couple catchers appreciating one another. Kyler Adams of a similar kind of aura about him, energy about him that Mac Dawsey has. The leadership skills, and he's got that baseball personality you can feel around the field. Pitch ticks off the glove of Adams. Maybe it almost looked like a kind of a cross-up situation, or it just sailed up on him. And the runner moves along. Past ball. I think that bounced off of plate umpire Scott Sommerfeld. You're hoping as a catcher that you get bailed out there, just smacks the umpire and drops straight down. But that one grazed the glove, grazed off of some other contact, and 3-1 is the count. The runner along to third, Matusi. Pitch to Casey Ritchie, fouled it away up to the train track. Nope, that one caught the backstop and sailed back in, so we'll get another. Oh, no, we don't get it. Yeah, here he comes. Let the Bat Kid get it. Tanner Gertz on deck. He's just too helpful. Kid was sprinting out from the third base dugout. Wanted to have his moment. This ball floated to right, and it will drop to the grass. An RBI single to right from Casey Ritchie, and Diamond Club padding their advantage. Ritchie fends one off and punches it into right. Back to tag up initially was Max Matusi. Then he saw the ball heading down, scored easily on the pop. (9-6) Diamond Club with 2 in this inning. Tanner Gertz takes a strike. Gertz thought that might have been up. But he was alone in that opinion. Gertz out of Thunder Ridge High School in Colorado. Chopper Toll gets this one, then he bobbles it down. Going to have to go to one with it. Does find an out. So there you go. We talked about earlier the decision by Colin Neibauer to slow down the spin to second base and make sure he delivered that front end out. Both of those balls had 1-6-3 potential, but you saw the two different outcomes. Neibauer slowed it down and got his lead man, but not the backside of it. Here, Toll trying to work more quickly with it. He dropped it on the exchange, able to pick it up and still get it out at first. So credit there to get an important second out on the board, but Richie into scoring position. Blake Young, line out and a home run. 3 RBI already on his chart today. Can he get another one here? Chopper to third. Will not get it done. Ground ball and the out recorded across the diamond. Charles Baker defensively at third base made the play, and that'll cap the 5th inning. 2 runs in for Diamond Club in the bottom of 5, 9-6. Diamond Club hosting. They've got 6 outs to record to pick up the win over the Prospectors as they come down the backside here in Arvada at Ralston Valley. For the Prospectors, the 4 spot in the order following 3 consecutive strikeouts in the top of the 5th. To their 1-2-3 batters, Gladish will lead off in the top of 6. Ping-ponging into the 6th inning with catcher Gladish taking strike 1. Hard hit to third base, and that's through. Hot shot. Got past the glove reach at third base of Max Matusi. Gladish is aboard. He'll leave that as a you score it. No glove contact there. I'm pretty sure Matusi would say, hit me that ball again and I'll field it. Got on him quick. Well struck by Gladish. The left fielder, 4 batter in the order. Gladish is on for Jace Satterfield, who possesses some pop. Satterfield from Grand Junction, Colorado, his hometown, Western Nebraska Community College. Called strike to Satterfield. That's up. Jay studying business administration at Western Nebraska. Takes that strike. He's got 2 against him now. And swings, misses, 1 away with 1 aboard. Satterfield is down swinging. Charles Baker to the plate. Liam McGrew still up on the bump for Diamond Club. They've got 2 games today, so the arm management would love it if Liam can roll along here. Brad Mulvaney, head coach, would be thrilled with that. Tyler Novotny assisting with the crew this summer. Strike called, and now a foul off, and Baker has got some work to do. He's 0 for 1 today. 2 walks for Charles, has been stranded at second base each time. Pitch wide. Chase Satterfield, a little bit of basketball and tennis along with baseball in his high school years. Charles Baker here chops to third, going to go, fired that into the outfield, trying to go 5-4 on the front end force out, and that error will put runners on the corners for the Prospectors. Ground ball pickup. That one kind of gave the you call it decision at third earlier on Gladdish's ground ball. This one is an error on the throw from third. Not sure if they would have gotten 2 rolled out of that, but they definitely would have had the front end runner. Fielder's choice with the errant throw, and we got corners. Healthy hack to open the at-bat for Kyler Adams. First at-bat for Kyler. Runner goes from first, going to throw through, and that throw is too tall for everybody. Throwing problems here in the top of 6, and 1 run plated and still some danger with 1 out. Around to third base goes Charles Baker, getting 2 bags. Give him a steal to second and an error on the throw from catcher. Run scores on the first and third action. Gladdish across the plate. Pitch to Adams. He swings. Got a little piece of that. Ends up in the glove of Mac Dossie. Pair of strikes against Kyler Adams. Takes and stays alive. Didn't miss by much. Ball called. Adams active in his pre-pitch in the box, waggling the hands, little leg movement, staying loose, fights it off, fouls it back. 9-7 the score in the top of 6. It's a 7-inning ball game. Prospectors trying to push back right here. Do some of this work now instead of during your last at-bat. Good pitch from Liam McGrew. Bent it around the swing of Kyler Adams. 2 down with the strikeout, and well, misfortune this inning for Liam McGrew. He's thrown it well in the inning, and his teammates again. And I haven't lived in their dugout at all, but I guarantee you, based on what I've seen from Diamond Club, there'll be some guys talking to Liam in the dugout when they get off here with the third out, owning up to making this work a little tougher on him in the top of the 6th. Ball stayed up. Braden Bay, 1 hit on the day. A hit here would get him back within 1. 9-7 Diamond Club holding the lead. Bay holding the bat with a chance to put him ahead. Bay ducked on the breaking ball. More humid in Colorado than you're almost ever going to get, and it appears that is assisting everybody with the bend on pitches. That was a sweet breaking ball, and there he goes to the outside edge and runs 2 strikes against Braden Bay. Braden, a Fort Collins, Colorado kid, played in this high-altitude, dry air all his life. You don't see that kind of break on pitches in Colorado very often. Tried to go do it again. Didn't get quite as much on that one. Left it in. Full count, 3-2. Pitch, 3-2 spinner is fouled back. Not far from destroying our on-field camera for the first time this season on the Front Range Baseball Network for my endeavors. That one almost was a $400 damage foul ball. There's a breaking ball. Again, McGrew threw some beauties in that at-bat to Bay, who just came up against it in the AB. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Liam McGrew. 1 run did bleed across, with Diamond Club leaving the door open a little bit. 9-7. One more chance for the Prospectors. They'll try to hold this 2-run deficit back into the top of the 7th first, though. Bottom of 6 goes with McMaster, Corridon, and Douglas to the plate for Diamond Club.
The Palace of Pong, the place for paddles. Ping Pong Palace, where ping pong players play ping pong and people populate pre- and post-perfect performances at the ball yard. Ping Pong Palace, positioned perfectly for our population, perpendicular to the pit, plus pleasant proximity to our pristine pond. Please, pop in for Pong. Purchase pop, popcorn, pizza, pastries. Take it from me. Ping Pong Winchester. The place for Pong is Ping Pong Palace. Ping Pong Palace, positioned perfectly for our population, perpendicular to the pit, plus pleasant proximity to our pristine pond. Please, pop in for Pong.
Bottom of 6 for Diamond Club. Collegians under Brad Mulvaney hopeful to pick one up here today in the Front Range League standings. Diamond Club showing an 0-1. They've had some rain issues. I know the standings have been a little bit choppy out of the gates with all the weather and the Game Changer collaborations, but Diamond Club here with the NoCo Prospectors looking for a home W in the opener of a 2-game set today. Again, this one's on the Front Range Baseball Network. The next one, you can track it on Game Changer. You can search Front Range League on Game Changer, Front Range League. Swing and a strike up against top of the order, Taylor McMaster. I'll have to go grab my almost shattered camera. That's Liner's going to get over the top of second base, and McMaster again flies out of the box. Takes a single, but putting the pressure on the D, that leadoff spot for Taylor McMaster. You can see why he earns that. Love his exit from the box after a swing. Any glitches or hiccups on defense, he'll yield a base to McMaster. Cale Corridon, number 2 spot in the order, working on adding to the lead for Diamond Club. So apologies for the non-stream on the next one, but it was based on the pushed back timing here today. It was supposed to be an 11 and 1:30. We would have doubled up on those, but the 2-hour pushback and the situation leads to a logjam. That pop foul along the first baseline, ball dropped to the ground, overcame Ethan Riberty from first base, almost made the snag right up against the fence with the final few steps closing on the chain link. Gloved it, but it dropped down onto a mat sitting over on the side, one of the turf hitting mats. Riberty made a good run at it. So still alive is Cale Corridon, dodging that foul pop opportunity. Runner takes off, McMaster going, and this is popped foul. Out of play. Runner took off, so Riggs Toll, aware of that, takes a peek over at first base. Again to first. Yeah, Diamond Club got a win over NoCo Prospectors on May 30th, 11-7. Chopper to the hole, tough play everywhere, and in time, nicely played it short, finding an out. Still Alex Clapp at shortstop. Braden Bay on the receive at second, just in time to force out Taylor McMaster. Fielder's choice chopper from Cale Corridon, one out. No way they were going to get the out at first base. The only hope they had there was the front side force, and it's a great throw by Clapp. Tough play, running hard toward third into the hole. Stop, plant, and fire, and he threw a dot to second base to Bay covering. Saw McMaster going on a previous pitch in the at-bat that was popped foul. Had he been going on that one, no chance to get him, but timing worked out for that ground ball toward the 5.5 hole. Kai Douglas grounds it again to short, just to the throwing arm side, third base side. They're going to roll this into one out, just behind the finish of Kai Douglas at first base, who is back-to-back fielder's choice. Both of those 6'4", shortstop to second base. Another nice play by Clapp. That one didn't have to range as far toward the hole, but still working the quick exchange and the feed, and he's hitting the target. As a middle infielder, the second baseman there, you want that ball in a certain slot, kind of to your throwing arm side, shoulder high, kind of armpit high. NoCo lettering on the front of your jersey high, but toward the N in NoCo. And both times he put it right there for Bay. Douglas gets down the line to keep the inning open. He's at first. And Mac Dossie gets another chance to swing it. Diamond Club needs a hold in the top of the seventh to pick up their second win. They got these NoCo Prospectors May 30th, a couple days back, 11-7. Then got rained out in the start of the second game that day of a doubleheader. Tough bounce, going to make the play. Bay able to stay with that. He stayed right centered on it, and that tough hop just banged off of Bay's midsection and didn't quite get him, but got close. That'll cap the bottom of the sixth inning. 9-7, one more chance for the Prospectors in the first game of two today for these two teams. They'll come back with their 9-1-2, Riberty, Suarez, and Clapp.
That Cup Shot is brought to you by Down Under Armour. Protecting the jewels for over 45 years. Down Under Armour is manufactured using military-grade metals and impact tested at shooting ranges, bowling alleys, and martial arts studios. That Cup Shot brought to you by Down Under Armour.
First pitch of the final scheduled frame, top of the seventh, 9-7 the lead for the defense, the home team Diamond Club. Trying to close it out. Liam McGrew throwing it well. 9-1-2 here. Riberty has a single, a walk, and a strikeout, 1 for 2. Home run in the game from Blake Young for Diamond Club, a 3-run shot, and they're up by 2. That was back in the second inning. Doubles for Dossie and Matusi in this game. Colin Neibauer went 3 2/3, 4 hits, 6 runs, all 6 earned, 5 strikeouts, but 10 walks on the chart for Neibauer today. And speaking of which, not the way you want to open a closeout frame when you're leading by 2. Riberty has his second walk of the day, and that was quick, too. He was in and out of there. 4-pitch walk to Ethan Riberty. Runner on for Ethan Riberty. Dom Lefevre from Frederick High School, Firestone, Colorado. Lefevre will run for Riberty. Need that plus 1 more to get back to even, putting a little more speed on with Dom Lefevre. Said it earlier, say it again. Appreciate the work of our 2-umpire crew today. This attempt to bend one in around the hands didn't go anywhere. Suarez had an option to wear that. Ball sailed tight on his hands. That breaking pitch settles into the zone on the outside edge. Nice movement, one side of the plate to the other. For Liam McGrew, great relief appearance. He is 2 1/3 in the books. McGrew taps his chest, says my bad on that pitch. Missed in again on Suarez. 2 1/3, 2 hits, 1 run, no earned, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks for McGrew, and he just missed on the outside. Goes full on the count. McGrew nearing 60 pitches on the day, and he's in tight. It's a hit by pitch. It was ball 4 anyway, but the hit by pitch does put a dead ball into the situation. So if the runner would have tried to do anything extra, not available on a hit by pitch. And that, again, cues me. Great job communicating that by Scott Sommerfeld behind the plate. Said it before, say it again. Appreciate the 2-umpire crew. Scott's done a nice job behind the plate of managing the game, communicating the situations. You can tell the catchers and the batters have appreciated his work as well. Ted Dutcher on the bases, making the calls out there, and it's been a clean one from that perspective. Always best when you don't notice them, don't hear about them, but worth stopping to appreciate them too and hear about them that way. Good work by Scott and Ted on the umpiring assignment today. Bunt. And that was called foul. It hit a foot in the box. Good bunt put down by Alex Clapp. The tying run is at first base. Clapp was going for base hit on that. That wasn't a full-on sack bunt. Clapp with a little bit of I think I saw a little hitch in his giddy-up. I think that ball came off his low leg, foot, or ankle area. Looks like he's fine, but that's typically an audio, kind of an audible call for an umpire. I think it came from the plate, too. It wasn't from the field side that call was made. Bunt, again, this is going to be put to the third base side. Clapp flying down the line, and that pressure created, that dead balls down the right field line. It sailed into the opening in the fence, and that's unfortunate for the NoCo Prospectors for the moment. They would have scored 2 on that. Get 1 run up for NoCo Prospectors. The runner for Ethan Riberty, Dom Lefevre, scores, making it 9-8. Alex Clapp, a base hit on the bunt, and then the error on the throw from third base. Suarez would have scored on it, but had to stop on the dead ball, and now a swing-through strike to Dalton Berg, and the pressure rises here now in the situation. We've seen McGrew step up with strikeouts. As I said, he's got 7 strikeouts recorded of the 7 outs that have been made since he took over. All 7 of his outs recorded by K. Defense, as was talked about, has left him out there a little bit. Can he get a K here? Infield is in. Obviously going to try to cut that tying run. The go-ahead run stands at second base with Alex Clapp. Dalton Berg now in a hole. Number 3 batter Berg. No hits on the day. Still that way. Tough day for Berg, at least in game 1. You know, if you're Dalton Berg and you're in the lineup for Chris Nobbenschuh next game, you hope that's what it is, because can't get to another opportunity quick enough. That would seem likely to be the last chance he'll get at the plate in this first game of 2 today. Catcher Gladish singled his last time. That was last inning in the 6th. He's going to hit this to left and at a minimum tie it, and he's going to give him the lead over the head in left field of Diamond Club's Kai Douglas, and 2 runs are in, and it's catcher Gladish, the 2 RBI double. 3 runs home for NoCo Prospectors in the top of 7. One out, runner at 2. Pitch out, and Mac Dossie wants to go out and talk with Liam McGrew. He's trying to scrape his way out of here. Prospectors have taken the lead. There's some toss going on in the bullpen. Yep, Xander Duran, who started at catcher. He's down in the bullpen. Can only see the catcher side of the bullpen down the first baseline for the Prospectors. I saw Brett Lamb down there. Looked like he was just helping warm up. He had a sweatshirt on, and I think he was playing toss as the catcher while Duran was getting geared up. Chris Nobbenschuh springing into action now. All of a sudden, got to get the bullpen hot. We have the lead, chance to close it in the bottom of the frame here. Walk pitch sends Jace Satterfield down to first. Here comes Tyler Novotny looking for a mound visit. He's got to wait until first base is attained by the walking catcher, or Jace Satterfield, sorry. Catcher Gladish at second base. Charles Baker due up. Visit to the mound to Liam McGrew in what's turning into a struggle of the top of the 7th with 1 out. McGrew at 71 pitches now. Colin Neibauer threw 97 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. Mentioned the 10 walks that he issued. 4 wild pitches. Neibauer's pitch count piled up. Pitcher will stay on. Liam McGrew going to stay on the mound. Right behind him at second base is the catcher. What? Wait. Catcher's at second. It's his first name, Gladish, the cleanup batter. Out there at 2, at 1 is Jace Satterfield, and in the box, right side hitter Charles Baker. 7th prospector to come to the plate in the top of 7. Going to ground this to second. 4-6. Back to 3, and the throw's wide, and that's going to let a run bleed in again. The defense has left Diamond Club exposed numerous times here, and that could have ended the inning. Instead, it's going to plate an insurance run, the 4th run of the inning. It's 11-9. Catcher Gladish scoring on what was set up to be a 4.63 DP. But the backside throw out at 2 was Jace Satterfield. Charles Baker on the fielder's choice and error moves him to second. 2 outs, runner on second base, 11-9, the 2-run lead with 2 down and a man on 2. Fouled off. Second AB here for Kyler Adams. He's glad that happened. He had been up once in this game after subbing in at catcher for Xander Duran. Struck out his first time, did Kyler. He'd like to get a little different result. Likely to start game 2 behind the plate today, I would imagine, is Kyler. Swings for strike 2, 0-2 count. We'll see where the Prospectors go on the hill. They will be playing D now. Jack Prenny started, went 3 innings, 4 hits, 4 walks in the mix. 7 runs, 6 earned for Prenny through 74 pitches. Strikeout pitch will close the top of the 7th as Liam McGrew does finish out the standard 7 if they don't have to go extras. McGrew did a lot of work for his Diamond Club team of a 3 1/3 inning appearance. That's 10 outs for McGrew, 9 of them by strikeout, 5 runs and just 2 earned. And Diamond Club has dug themselves a little hole here. Last bat for the Diamond Club Collegians. Bottom of the 7th, final frame. It's 11-9. And the relief pitching appearance, the closer opportunity for a guy I've seen for years. Good arm on the hill for the NoCo Prospectors. Will Toger takes over to try to close it.
Cliche Country, Sugar Lake's unicorn of radio. Wide open and in the saddle. Tough, gritty. We are servant leaders with exceptional bandwidth who give 110%. So open a can of worms and beat a dead horse. Get outside the box. 108.1 FM. Put a pin in it for a win-win situation. Sugar Lake's Cliche Country, 108.1 FM. It is what it is. You got this. Have a nice rest of your day.
Seven hits on the day for Diamond Club. 2 of those hits to Mac Dossie on the game-changer tracking of this one. Double and a single for Dossie, but he was the final out of the 6th inning. Brock Mulvaney, the man right behind him, 0 for 3 today, is Brock. Max Matusi has a double in this game. He's 1 for 3, and Casey Ritchie 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a lineout. Here we go, last shot for Diamond Club. Mulvaney takes a ball. Will Toger takes over. 6'2", 215 from Fort Collins and Fort Collins High School. Valley City State University, his current school. Pounds that in. Kind of a quick flip for the Prospectors to get the bullpen going. All of a sudden they jump in the lead and they had to fire things up quickly as Diamond Club is Mulvaney is going to hit a 2-hopper to second base. Brock is out at first base. And the first important out with a 2-run lead last frame is recorded on a ground ball that Toger induces. The Diamond Club working here on snatching defeat from the jaws of victory with some defensive issues down the backstretch of this game. NoCo scores a run in the 6th, and that was on a variety of gifts from the defense. And then the 7th, things got messy again. 4 runs across. It was 9-7 Diamond Club to open the top of 7. Walk hit by pitch. So obviously you got to take some accountability on the hill. You had errors in there, a single on a bunt from Clapp that was thrown away. Catcher Gladish, the double. That was the purity of the inning when Gladish cashed in and the door had been open. Credit to catcher on that result. 2 RBI double that pushed it out to this 2-run lead, trying to finish him off. Toger's pitch with 1 away is out. Had him to 2 strikes, did Will. Now to a 1-2. Right-hander Toger drives down the hill and fires a foul off, flying toward the street. Another 2-strike offering, 1-2 the count. Toger got him. Will Toger to catcher Kyler Adams on a sharp fastball that busts past Max Matusi. And Diamond Club finds themselves down to their last out, having led in this game 9-6. They are looking for Casey Ritchie to keep this game alive for Diamond Club. 2 away, nobody aboard. Nice outer edge strike from Toger. Good location from Will. Tanner Gertz on deck. Blake Young behind him. We're on the 7 batter right here with Casey Ritchie. Ritchie to short, 2 hops. Across it comes, and that is a Prospectors win. Alex Clapp at shortstop cleanly plays it. Prospectors a little better down the stretch on D, and they close out with a 4-run top of the 7th and win 11-9 over Diamond Club Collegians. Those 2 teams will play again in probably something like 30 minutes, 25-30. We'll have to break down and head to Fort Collins for tonight's Spradley Collegians and Fort Collins Foxes matchup. But the action continues here in Arvada at Ralston Valley. Diamond Club and NoCo Prospectors will dial up one more today from Ralston Valley as the Prospectors flip the result at the end and take it 11-9. That's the final count from Arvada Prospectors over Diamond Club. Talk to you tonight for Spradley Collegians and Fort Collins Foxes. Game in action right now. Boulder 64s hosting the El Paso County Baseball Miracles on the Front Range Baseball Network. Thanks again to Brad Mulvaney. Fantastic work for getting this field ready and allowing ball to get played today after all the rain. Chris Nobbenshoe and his crew from NoCo Prospectors rolling along with it, making it happen. Thanks to both of our head coaches, our umpiring crew, and all for making today happen here at Arvada. I'm Thad Anderson on the Front Range Baseball Network. NoCo Prospectors win 11-9. That's a final from Arvada.